Hello.
Hey.
I'm wearing this bag because I feel shame. My picks were terrible. Whoops. I can't see.
It wasn't that bad.
Well, it started bad. I'm just I
I was pretty lucky.
I was sitting there last week watching L. Oh my god. Yeah.
Wow. That's the NFL.
I was thinking the whole time. I'm thinking that's the NFL. That's what Edson would say. Holy cow. Yeah. Not a good week. For me. For you? I'm guessing we had opposite records.
No, not. We agreed on quite a few of them, and there are a lot of surprises that I was like floored by. So, well, a couple of them anyway. So,
Well, we will dive right in. First, we'll cover the bye teams. Was Washington, the Jacksonvilles, the Arizoners, dog, and the Texans, dog. Dog. So we can hop right into the 1 o'clock games here. Let's see. Let's pick a good one here. How about this one?
Oh, okay. It was pretty good, I guess, but
pretty good. I think you're happy as a Miami fan.
I mean, yeah, I didn't get to watch. I'll admit, I didn't get to watch this like as it happened live. And when I looked at the halftime score and I saw Dolphins up 28-7, I'm like, holy cow! You know, Tua must have been this must be the greatest start in the world. It was like until you look at the details of it. So it's kind of like
numbers.
It's kind of like a good news, bad news thing if you're a Dolphin fan like I am. They scored, a punt return TD, a fumble return, and one of the other touchdowns was I believe it was another fumble that set him up late, deep into the territory there.
Right.
And so the offense did that much. The good news is that they have all three phases of the game playing well.
True. And, he did look good on the touchdown throw he made. He put that into a really tight window. It was a frozen rope.
Yeah.
Right on the money, we'll see, but yeah, you got to be happy. I mean, the Rams are a good team. I picked the Rams, but I was worried that they'd have the jet lag thing being a 10 a.m. game to them. And they started off pretty quick. I know, Donald had a strip sack right away or something.
Yep.
And then it was all downhill from there. So killed my fantasy team, but I still won my game. But I had a lot of Rams playing. So even their defense.
And they outgained the Dolphins by a lot. I mean, you saw the yardage statistics in the first half. You think that the Rams were winning 28-7. It was like over 400 yards by the Rams, so 150 by the Dolphins, I think. But like I said, it wasn't an offensive game. It was like basically all of them, all three, special teams, defense, and offense all did their part, which I think goes back to coaching, and I really do like this coach. So if for some reason, your offense sputters or anything like that, it's a good news thing because maybe your defense and special teams can pick you up.
Right. Well, that was 0-1 for me, and I think 1-0 for you. Did you have Miami or did you have the Rams?
Yeah. I had Miami. Yeah.
All right, rub it in. Our next one.
I usually don't pick my team, but
the next 1 o'clock is the Patsies at the Buffaloes. So I called this one right. It's one of the few I got in the 1 o'clock hour right. I'm just looking at my notes here. Bill Belichick's got a real problem. He's got a real problem. No talent. There's no talent.
No receivers, no tight ends to throw, nobody to throw to, basically.
No, he's got a stable of decent running backs, and I don't know what to make of Cam Newton. He hasn't been right since he had the COVID suspension. Up to that point, he looked pretty good. Now, he doesn't look right. So I don't know.
It could just be it could just be a simple matter of people weren't expecting to not expecting to see him playing for in the Patriots system, and he started out good, and then they caught up to him. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, they actually had a chance to maybe win that game. They were inside the Buffalo 20 at the end of the game, and Cam fumbled. So
he fumbled. Yep.
Yeah, he fumbled. So I mean, Bill Belichick's got a problem. It's a 4-game losing streak. On the other side, you got Buffalo, who does not look good at all either. The first 4 games they looked like Jim Kelly's Bills, and now they look like poo poo.
They were. I was very disappointed in the Bills. They do not look good.
I mean, they're going to win the division. They're 6-2 now, but they're 2-2 in their last 4, and they just don't look like the dominant team they were. I mean, their defense has struggled all year long, but their offense was so potent. I mean, they looked unstoppable for a while there. I don't know. I mean, they got Zach Moss back now. Maybe that'll change some of the offense. I don't think Devin Singletary's really lived up to what they thought he was going to be. So
yeah. And some of those losses, well, probably at least 2 or 3 of the losses, the defense looked really bad. They're giving up like over 30 points, and that's not good. If their offense is sputtering, and I mean to New England they gave up 21 points, which was probably
21, and New England was going in again, at least maybe or kicking a game-tying field goal.
Oh yeah.
So tough loss for the Patriots. But Bills, they're an enigma right now. But every team goes through those ebbs and flows.
Yep.
And this could be one of those where you get muddled down for a little bit, and then you catch your second wind or whatever. Every team has a little slump somewhere in the season. Maybe that's Buffalo's is right now. I don't know.
And sometimes it's better for them for that team to have it like right in the middle and kind of hit their highs and later on, just as they hit the playoffs. Whereas some of the teams that are doing really awesome may falter later on. I don't know. It might be better for them.
Yeah, I mean, every year it seems like the Eagles start that way.
Yep.
And then they use the last 8 or 9 games to vault themselves into the playoffs. So who knows? Ebbs and flows, man. It's a long year.
Yeah.
This game, we both had this one wrong, right? You did.
Oh,
not.
Yeah. I did not see that coming at all.
You did. I thought they'd hang in there because Joe Burrow is the real deal. But
yeah, he is. Yeah.
But to win the game in Tennessee now, 2 consecutive losses.
That's why I didn't see it coming, because I thought they lost a really close one and they'd be like fired up to win this one. I saw the Bengals defense, which I didn't think were that great. They stopped Henry pretty much. Mm-hmm. Burrow, looked like a Hall of Fame quarterback, but I do remember noticing that even against the Steelers or the Titans and pretty much the whole year, their defense cannot get off the field on third. They're probably at the bottom of the league and allowing third down conversions. So that might have helped them a lot in staying. They stayed out there a long time. Maybe they got tired. And
look out, because Cincinnati's got 2 really good receivers. Forget AJ Green.
Yeah,
he's the number 3 now.
Yeah,
Tyler Boyd and Higgins are the top 2 guys now, and they are really, really good receivers. This team's going to be scary.
Yep.
In the future, they really are. They're going to be. I predict they're going to be the next team that everybody gets sick of in a hurry.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're that good. I really do. I don't know.
I mean, definitely a good quarterback.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Burrow's the real deal. So I had this one wrong too. In fact, this was my lock of the week.
Right. I think this was my my play of the week, my game of the week.
Mine too. My lock of the week.
Oh, right. We went up head to head on it. That's right.
Yeah. You picked the correct team. I did not.
Go ahead.
Well, I just thought, I really have thought that after witnessing Antonio Brown in Pittsburgh, and what he did to Roethlisberger. And, Roethlisberger has said, you have to shift the game plan because you have to get a certain amount of throws to Antonio Brown, keep him happy. and now that's gone, right?
Right.
And I kind of figured Mayfield had the same problem with Beckham, and now he's gone. And I just thought home game, the teams are basically the same thing. They're both just these weird 500-ish, competitive, but
up and down,
win or lose at any moment teams. I just thought Mayfield would have this like coming out party at home. All the pressure's off of him now, and he can just have fun and fling the ball around the yard.
My reasoning for picking the Raiders was not anything kind of logical. It was basically this not weird, but this classic NFL thing where the Raiders lost the previous week and the Browns, had this big win during that week. And I thought that I don't want to call it the NFL gods, but the NFL would just flip it over after that. And that was it. It wasn't really that I thought the Raiders were better matched or not. I didn't even realize how bad the weather was going to be, which if I knew, I probably would have picked the Browns because I would think that would favor them. That raining, flogging, with their run game but it was actually the Raiders who came out like really physical. It was weird.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, again, these two teams are almost the same. They play again, it's going to go the other way. It's just one of those things. But boy, that was annoying. But not as annoying as this one.
Oh, another one.
This
is basically the same thing with the teams. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I took the home team.
Yeah,
epic fail. I can't figure. Lions fans, I pity you. I don't understand why this team. They're going to waste Matthew Stafford. They're going to have to replace him soon. He's not a spring chicken anymore, and which means it's starting over again. You've had him there for what, 12, 13 years now?
Yeah.
And you can't get over the hump. There's not enough talent around him.
Yeah, and I don't know. They can't get any better for some reason. They're always like stuck in that. Sometimes they look really good, and then they'll just like their record 3-3, just not going. And the Colts are that type of team too. But I thought they really showed in this game. I know it was only against the Lions, but they really showed in this game what their potential is. So
I thought the Colts coming into the year would be one of the better teams, and I said it on our pick show for this game. I said I don't know who they are yet. I don't really trust them. They just don't look like a 4-2 team. Now 5-2. Detroit is the same thing all the time. Yeah. It's just, whether it's Jim Schwartz, whether it's who was the coach they had that came from the Colts? I keep drawing a blank on his name. God, and now Patricia. It just doesn't matter. They've got some kind of personnel issue they can't get past. It's just weird that they cannot win consistently.
Yeah.
And the Colts, they look really good. Old Man Rivers came up with another win. So
what did he get? Like, it was like 3 touchdown passes in this game. And I mean, with the Titans 2 losses, I mean, now they're not gonna be comfortable anymore.
No,
on top of the division. So
no,
it might come down to their head-to-head games.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's for sure. That the AFC is stocked.
Yeah, it is. Oh, the other shocker.
Did you get this one wrong?
Yes, I did get it wrong.
All right, I got this one wrong.
By big time.
I mean, who could have predicted that Minnesota, who by all accounts, they were talking all week that they might have even given up on the year. They're going to maybe clean house for the trading deadline, start rebuilding. And then you got Green Bay. You got Aaron Rodgers on the "Why'd you draft my replacement" revenge tour. You figure at home it's going to just be a shit show. Nope. Yeah. Well, it was a shit show.
It
just
was
the wrong way.
I was just shocked as I saw this develop. I could. The Green Bay this year has this. I mean they show flashes of really, especially on their offense, really, really good. But and Aaron Rodgers, as you said, but they have this knack that if they don't start out really fast and then go downhill from there, if for some reason they stumble at the beginning, they have a hard time getting back up, and the other team just kind of snowballs them. And even a 1-5 team, and for Minnesota, they did seem like they were giving up, but Dalvin Cook, he just makes all the difference in the world for them.
What do you have? 4 touchdowns?
4 touchdowns. Yeah, he scored for every.
Yeah, and he had like 300 yards of offense.
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, Green Bay. I mean, this is 2 weeks in a row now. The week before, they got up 10-0 on Tampa,
and then it just snowballed from there.
Right. So
they can't seem to overcome, like momentum against them. They can't seem to stop that.
Yeah, I guess they're just not built to come from behind. Some teams are not, which is weird because they have a good passing game and they have a really good running game too. So it's weird. I don't know. And Aaron Rodgers, I mean, sometimes you could just put the team on his back and he'll win it for you. So who knows? Yeah. The next one is the one of the 2 1:00 games I got right.
Oh
yeah, I'm a genius too for getting this one right.
Should have been your lock of the week.
Yeah, I might need the training wheels this week. Oh, the poor Jets. They hung in for a while.
Yeah.
But I guess they missed. It was 17-9 or somewhere around there, and they were trying to get another field goal to make it 17-12.
Yep.
It's the kick, and that was it.
And that was it.
That was it. It was game over, man. So
yeah. I mean, what can you say? It played out almost exactly like you would think. Mahomes 5 touchdown passes. The Jets couldn't score a touchdown, just field goals. I mean,
in my bag again because
what's
I made the prediction that Le'Veon Bell would have 160 yards.
Oh, right,
and 2 touchdowns
on the revenge game.
Why did he sign there?
That was the one thing the Jets did right. They just said all we're going to do is going to try to stop Bell. That's it. We don't want to be embarrassed by him. Everyone else can just do whatever.
But he only touched the ball 9 times.
Yeah, I know.
So why did he go there? It's the same situation he had in New York.
It is.
I don't get it. I mean, if you're trying to get it, he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. He wants a decent payback, right? Payout.
Yep.
You go to a team where they're going to use you and you can put up numbers. He's not going to put up any numbers on this team. I
was very quite surprised when he got traded there because I was watching Kansas City play the games with the rookies doing very well, and I'm like, why would they want to change that right now? I was surprised, but I don't know.
So he basically signed there to back up Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah.
He's going to touch the ball maybe 12 times a game, same as he did in New York. I mean, he has the potential to get bigger gains out of it because Kansas City's got a better offense.
Right.
But, for me, if he signed with Chicago or somebody who needs a really good running back, he would have been better off. Strange move, and I really thought Andy Reid was going to at least play into his wheelhouse for at least 1 week because it was the Jets and just give him the ball. But that didn't happen. So
unless Andy Reid was more just trying to bring him in slowly, or he's just there because in case the rookie Helaire goes down. I don't know why. I mean, it definitely adds depth. They were a little thin back there. Exactly.
They only had Helaire and Williams, but and now
he's not doing him a favor, like you said. He's not doing him a favor by not showcasing anything.
No, this looks now like it's going to play out as him leaving the Steelers was the biggest mistake he ever made.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That's for sure. Speaking
of the Steelers, I had this game wrong too. Although I was 1 play away from being right.
I know. That's the way Steelers Baltimore always goes.
Oh my God. I had the worst stomach ache after that game. It's funny because we were watching it over at our friend Doug's house. And when it came down to the last play, and myself, Doug, and Doug's son are pacing around, she's laying there on the couch and she goes, "Why do you do this to yourself? Why do you ride this emotional roller coaster every week for 3 hours?" And in this case, it was almost 3.5. This game went really long. Because it's Pittsburgh, Baltimore. That's why it's the best rivalry in football right now.
It really is.
Wow. Well, I mean, what can you say? I'd gladly be wrong about the pick to get that 7-0. That's just unbelievable to me.
I mean, I'm glad I could get to enjoy it. I've been where you said in those games where you describe we're pacing and yelling and stuff, and I'm glad I was able to kind of just look at this game objectively and just enjoy it. Now I know I picked Pittsburgh, but it was more like because I thought their defense was well equipped to stop the running game, and Baltimore hasn't really shown any of their last year's throwing downfield. So I thought, but Baltimore wound up doing their thing. They rushed for like 265 yards. So it's like
They gashed them.
They got so far, and basically they lost because Lamar Jackson did great, but he made too many mistakes. So pick 6 and another interception. I think he fumbled as well.
He fumbled twice, threw 2 picks. One was a pick 6. He actually fumbled 3 times, but one he dropped it and it bounced right back up to him and he caught it.
I mean, you can't do that.
No, and he's got very happy feet in the pocket. When you force him to throw and you put pressure on him, and the Chiefs drew this up when the Chiefs played him, and they came at him from both sides. He just heaves it out there. He just whips it. And what he doesn't have right now is a nice touch on his deep ball. He throws a frozen rope. So when he's in a rush and he's throwing these hard line drives at guys, he's missing all over the place. They're behind him. They're over their heads. They're all over the place. So he's not refined in his passing game. And it's the NFL, man. It's year 3, and they got a lot of film on him. They catch up to you.
That's true.
They catch up to you. One thing he's phenomenal at is that when he does the option, and he does the best fake handoff I've ever seen. Like he caught Bud Dupree like 3 or 4 times, where Bud Dupree thought the running back had the football, went after the guy, and Lamar took off. It was scary. And in the first half, they totally dominated in time of possession. Yards. It was 17-7. I think the Steelers had like 60 yards of offense, if that. It was awful. But the adjustments were made, and they've been talking about it all week on Pittsburgh radio that Tomlin denies it, but Roethlisberger doesn't. Or neither does Juju Smith-Schuster, that they were kind of doing, as Tomlin likes to say, drawing plays in the sand. Ben was telling him in the huddle, instead of going do this, he was modifying the plays in the huddle and doing the hurry up offense, and got into a rhythm. So, I was concerned about the run game getting gashed, and I think that's why immediately after the game, they made a trade with the Jets for
I saw that.
Avery Williamson. So that's going to give him more depth at the middle linebacker position regardless. But hey, Williamson looks really excited to be there. So
I would be too.
And the Jets fans I know are really upset that they let him go. So I guess he's a player. I'm really excited too because he's going to wear number 51. James Ferrier's number, another former Jet who came to Pittsburgh and
really? I didn't know he came from the Jets too.
Another steal from the Jets. Thank you, Jets.
Now the Ravens are 2 plus games behind.
2.5 now because we
got to figure out what to do. And
that was a huge win. It's kind of weird to be sitting there at 7-0 and you think the Steelers can go 3-6 the rest of the way. Yeah. And still make the playoffs. Don't do that.
No.
All right, let's get to the 4 o'clockers.
Oh, okay. Here we go. This was a really good game.
I lost this one. It was close though. Denver came all the way back.
I lost this one too, so I was riding on the Herbert train, and I can't blame him for the game, but he did his normal,
he put up 30 points.
Superman, he's just like he's been there for 10 years. That's the way he plays, and I don't know.
It's crazy because I was thinking of you when I saw Denver came back and beat him. And it was the whole thing you kept saying that kid has to play perfect to give them any chance to win. I don't know what is going on the defensive side of the ball in San Diego, in LA, but they've got a huge problem.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Lynn's going to do about it. He sounds really frustrated because the media is all over him about it. But they routinely are giving up 35 points a game. This defense, they're not good.
Yeah, they it was. I guess we'll delve into the unusual stat thing again. So the last 4 straight games, including this one, the Chargers have given up a lead of at least 16 or more points. Now, they wound up coming back and beating the Jaguars, but the Jaguars actually closed in on them and took the lead before they. So, and this one was a 21-point lead. So it's amazing. It's they got to do something to help this kid out.
This one looked like it was bought and paid for, all done. Nothing left but and all of a sudden, I turn around and I hear Denver won. I was like, you got to be kidding me! They were getting clobbered.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
The last drive, they had a pass interference in the end zone with like a second left. I mean, geez.
Wow.
It was more than that. It was like a few seconds, and it left them with one last play, and that was a touchdown that they went on. It's incredible.
It's crazy. Denver's got an exciting young team. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. They're just mistake prone, but it looks like they were the ones who made the least amount of mistakes last week. And we got this one. Did you watch this game?
This was like one of the ugliest games I've seen in a while.
It was so much fun to watch. Didn't you think?
It was fun because it was like a very one of those from the 70s game,
exactly
something from the 70s, but both teams' offenses are really like shaky.
when neither quarterback can throw the ball more than 7 yards. Yeah. Drew Brees, he's done. I mean, did you see they put up a stat at one point in the game and they said like he's only thrown 6 passes this year of 20 yards or more or something like that?
That's right.
Like, we've been joking about it when we watch football every Sunday that, it's check down Breeze now. He's just check down Drew.
It is.
It seemed like he was doing more of that. I didn't realize that's all he does. That's all he does.
It. That's all he does.
There's either something's wrong with his arm or he's just that weak now. He can't air it out. I mean, this guy was the most prolific passer in the league.
Yeah.
And now he's just checking down to his tight end, to Alvin Kamara, which is great for me because I have Kamara on my fantasy team. But yeah, I can see why Thomas wants out of there, I guess. Because what's behind him, Jameis Winston.
Yeah, and
if they even bring him back, or Hill, Taysom Hill. So
Taysom Hill, right?
Right.
I mean, Kamara is the real deal. They're lucky that they have him because if they didn't have them, I don't know how they would do.
Yeah. I mean, then on the other side of the ball, you got Nick Foles, who, I Jekyll and Hyde this guy. I just cannot. And he all of a sudden in the fourth quarter he rallies them and brings them and gets them into overtime.
It's like
inept for 3 quarters.
He's like the guy. He's like the replacement guy, the guy who does really well when he comes in and replaces you. I mean, basically,
he is. He's a backup. Let's face it. This guy is not a starting quarterback. He's a backup. And Chicago, I don't know what they're going to do because Trubisky is a disaster too. And look, they're having a good year. They're 5-3. They're probably going to end up with 9-10 wins, which puts them in the lower bracket on the draft. And so they're not going to get anybody new. Chances are they're not going to be a good quarterback, so they might have to trade up to get one. So I don't know. Stay tuned in Chicago, but it's too bad because that defense is so good. And I thought they had no chance of coming back at one point because they were on the field constantly.
Yeah, constantly.
It was either 3 and out or a turnover, 3 and out and a turnover. It was just, I could not believe that the defense held up as well as they did. I mean, they were on the field for most of the third and fourth quarter.
Yep.
And there was that crazy 4th down play too, where Foles was almost dead meat and he just chucked it up for grabs on 4th down, and the guy caught it and got unbelievable. It was a fun game to watch, but you're right, boy, it was not an oil painting, as they like to say, huh? It was not. Then there was this game. Where's my bag?
Oh, yeah.
I said, oh, the 49ers have got their mojo back. They're the champs again.
And I picked the Seahawks.
They're the walking wounded again, is what they are.
That's it exactly. I mean, I was shocked at how bad this game got out of control. I didn't think the Seahawks were going to do that. I thought it was going to be just a really close back and forth game that the Seahawks would pull out, just like they constantly do all the time. But the 49ers, it's like it's hard to say when you have a winning record to say that this team isn't going anywhere this year. But I believe. I mean, now they lost Kittle and they lost Jimmy G I believe Jimmy G will be out for the season now. It's another high ankle sprain.
Yeah, and they were down to one of their starting receivers this week. So yeah, they're cooked. It's funny because last time they were all beat up, it was all their running backs, and now it's all their receivers.
No, it's all the receivers.
Oh yeah, they're done. It's that Super Bowl jinx, right?
Yeah.
It's usually one of the two teams that goes to the Super Bowl has that hangover the following year, and it's not the Chiefs. So one of them.
It's usually one of those two teams, and it's usually the one who loses that has that hard time. Like the Falcons, when they blew that game against the Patriots, they never recovered.
When the Rams lost to the Patriots, they had a terrible year. And now we're seeing it to the 49ers. They lost to the Chiefs, and now they're having the bad year. So yeah, no, it's tough. It's tough. It's a shame.
I really
like there's too much talent on that team. They'll be back.
I mean, I really did like the 49ers until this happened. All the injuries. I was hoping that they'd go far, but they were exciting, but that's it for this year.
Yeah, I think they're done.
And who knows? And maybe Garoppolo might be his last game in San Francisco. I don't know. Are they looking to move on? Or they want him back? I don't know.
That's an interesting question, or something to look at for sure. Because, I when I watch him play, and you tell me, I call him Dollar Tree Brady.
Oh,
yeah. Because they both look like GQ models, right?
Yep.
But one is a Hall of Famer, and the other one is Nick Foles.
Yeah.
I mean, Garoppolo's got a great arm. He looks good in spots, but I don't know if he's your franchise quarterback. I really don't.
That's exactly why I was thinking that way. Is that going to be his last game? Because it seems like Shanahan is it? No. Trying to think of who the coach's name is, but it seems like he makes the plays or he creates a game plan.
Yeah,
Kyle Shanahan, you're right. Even last year and in the Super Bowl when they were doing well, it was like he was creating a game plan to try to minimize Garoppolo's mistakes. And now, so I get that feeling. So now we'll see if.
And in doing that, he's exposing him. Like he's beyond exposing him. If you ask me, it was obvious in the Super Bowl. They were protecting him. They were trying to take the ball out of his hands, and the Chiefs figured that out. And I think the whole league figured that out this year.
Yeah,
he looked good. I mean, granted, he's on a bum stick, but I watched the beginning of that game, and he didn't look good. So I don't know. This one shocked me. America's team showed up.
Their defense did, for the first.
Yeah, they hung in there for 3 quarters.
For the first time, probably all year long, their defense showed up. Yep.
Yeah, and I know because personally, I thought they had quit on Mike McCarthy. At least half this team had quit on him. They didn't look like they had any quit in them, and I felt bad for Danuzzi making his first start out there. I mean, I give him credit. He hung in there. He was under siege all night long. I mean, it's hard enough when you're a rookie and you're not even a good one to come into the NFL and have to win on the road. And there were, some of the Philadelphia mob was in the stands. And he was constantly under pressure. And, so.
No offensive line for the Cowboys. So no matter who you put back there,
none. And Philadelphia's got a savage pass rush. So,
and on the other hand, Wentz, I don't know what the heck is going on with him. If you
All
looked at the numbers without watching the game, less than 250 yards of offense for Philadelphia and 4 turnovers, you would think that they wouldn't be winning by 2 touchdowns.
I've been saying this for 2 years. And whenever I say it in a public setting, in a sports bar, or wherever, we're talking football with a bunch of guys, people get mad at me for saying it. But I keep saying Carson Wentz is a chucker.
Yeah.
He's a chucker, and he is no better than Andy Dalton. In fact, he's a clone of Andy Dalton, in my opinion. He is never going to win you shit. I don't see it. Big spots, he goes to pieces. He's a mess. I mean, he should have walked all over that Dallas team.
Oh yeah, this should have been such an easy game. A lot of their games should have been
so careless with the ball. This guy, it's people think comparing to Favre and all these other people. Nah, he's a chucker. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, in this division, they're probably going to win. Or win the division. Not that it means anything, but
they will. They'll win the division with 7 wins probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they'll end up 7-9-1 and get a home game, and then you'll have like Arizona at 11-5 having to go on the road.
Yeah,
that's football.
Yep.
And finally, to round out the week, we had another surprise game. If you ask me,
this was surprising to me how the way the Giants hung in. And looking at the season, the Giants have actually surprised me all season long. Or maybe their first couple of games weren't that great, but they've been competitive in most of their games. So
they have. I think it's too easy to look at the record and write them off.
Right.
They suck, but they have a really good defense. Their defense is rock solid. The whole thing, Jones is not a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback.
Right.
And without Saquon Barkley, it just changed the whole dynamic of the offense. He doesn't have that kind of protection because, they're talking about all the happy feet and all this kind of stuff. And he made some crazy, he threw him up for grabs on 4th down twice at the end there. But heavy criticism this week for that. But to me, it shows discomfort because he didn't look that way when he had Barkley.
Right.
And the whole dynamic has changed because they really don't have a running game right now. Freeman is serviceable, but he's not. Who is Barkley? And nobody can hold a candle.
Right. So, which is why and I'm not disagreeing with people who have with the opinion that Jones isn't that good, but I also would like to see him judged with a good running game with him. Like, will he be more stable with that running game and kind of just minimize those mistakes because he has that comfort zone. I'd like to see him play with Barkley in there a whole season just to see how it would go.
Yeah,
solid defense.
And they're still trying to figure out what to do because they lost that major component. They were building their offense around Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
And they lost him in week 3, was it? 2, 3?
Might have been 2.
Might have been 2. So, they're a work in progress, but I got to say they hung in there. They impressed me, and it actually should have gone to overtime. They got so jobbed on that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, I know. That was bad.
That guy got run over. Who was it? Was it Lewis? He got run over, man.
Yeah, and they I think their first instinct was to put, and then they took the flag back up. It's like, what?
They threw the flag and then they picked it up.
Yeah, they picked it up. Are you kidding me? It's like, what is this? Another Tom Brady special?
I was just going to say, that's the Tom Brady effect. That's the Tom Brady effect. It seems like that happened a lot when he was in New England too, didn't it?
Yes, it seemed like that. For Tampa Bay, they did well. They played solid football on both sides. It wasn't their best game, obviously, but teams that are winners find a way to win games like this where they're flat and kind of just have to will it through. So.
Yeah. Well, Tampa Bay's starting to look pretty scary. So
yep.
We'll see. They have a good game this week. So
yeah, and I was wondering if it was one of those things where they looked past the Giants for this game.
Oh, the old Oreo game, the fluff.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know.
Could have been. Could have been. They had the week before they had Green Bay.
Yeah.
And then the Giants and then New
Kind of
Orleans.
like a sandwich game, I guess.
Yeah. The fluff in the middle. All right. Well, that's our recap for Week 8 in the National Football League. Anything stick out to you? Any stats you want to bring up before we sign off here?
Well, that was the one. The one that I had was what was the one that I was trying? Oh, with the Chargers, with a constant, giving up their big leads. That was the one thing I noticed. And it was like that even before Herbert came on. So
yeah,
it wasn't like it's his mistakes that are having him lose those leads. I mean, somehow the Chargers have that stigma, and they got to get rid of it somehow. While he's their quarterback, because I want to see this kid succeed.
So do I. And let's face it, if no knock on Tyrod Taylor, I'm sure he's a fine human being, but if he was starting instead, they'd be getting blown out every week.
Yeah.
So
they
feel bad for the guy. He lost his job the worst way possible, but it's also a business, man.
It's not the first time that's happened, so unfortunately.
My stat of the week is the fact that for the first time since week 1 or maybe week 2, the league had 0 COVID tests. 0 positive COVID tests. So there was none of that nonsense going on.
That's really good.
Of course, right afterward, a bunch of them came back out. So, including John Elway. How'd John Elway get it?
How would he get it?
Yeah. So, yeah. But we'll see. It's kind of funny because it looks like the league is kind of like the Thursday night game. The 49ers had a couple of guys. And they were like tough. Call up your taxi squad and go play. It's almost like the league's like, you know what? We expanded rosters, we expanded practice squads. We're not going to start postponing games anymore. If you can't, control your home, get control of your house. You can't keep your house in order. You're on your own. You're going to have to play with whoever. Sign people up the street.
They're paying for that.
Yeah.
If they can't
to me, that's a better strategy because the Steelers got their whole season all out of kilter because of what Tennessee did. And, their bye week was supposed to be last week. Instead, they're playing the Ravens and getting the crap beat out of them. There were injuries all over the field because it's a bloodbath. So,
and now they don't have that week to try to recover either.
Right, because they were forced into it back in week 4 when they were supposed to be playing the Titans. So, I if that's the plan going forward with the NFL,
good.
I was screaming that since the Titan thing happened. I'm like, make them play with guys off the street. I don't care.
Exactly.
They did it to themselves. So, yeah. All right, that's it for me. What about you?
Yep. It was as usual, a lot of weird, unusual things happening. But I expect that every week. No, I go into it where it's like, oh, I know this is going to happen, but the NFL has a great knack to just what?
Yes.
What just happened?
Oh, before we sign off, what was your record? I was 5-8. Your picks.
It was 10. So let me see. How many games were played?
13. You were 10-3.
I guess 10-3. I'll have to retaliate again. I thought I won 10 games, but
you got a 5-game lead on me now.
Well, let me redo it officially. I'll let you know.
Right.
I thought that's what I counted, but let me just.
Oh no! I got to go perfect this week.
I know, but it was kind of unfair to you because the week that you did very well, I wasn't available, and that's not good. So
that doesn't matter. Yeah. That's all right. All right, I'll catch you anyway.
Oh, good. All right. Oh, there's only a matter of time before the NFL does that to me, where I win 2 games. So
yeah, exactly.
Don't worry.
Exactly. That's why I felt so good the week before. I'm like, woo, and then bam. Yeah. It humbles you quick. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to click the likes, the dislikes, comment, and most importantly, please subscribe. We will see you soon for our pick show, and also we're doing our mid-season report card shows. We'll start with the NFC, and then next week we'll do the AFC. So keep an eye out for that stuff. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, make sure you click the little bell icon to be notified anytime someone from our show drops new content here. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.
Say, kids, what time is that?